Hey everybody, it's Stephanie. It's Monday, July 11th. So, today was a very interesting day. I'm trying to speak a little softer for a reason. Okay, so, as some of you may know, I go on vacation the end of October and the first week of November. Now, why did I choose towards the end of the year to take my vacation? Well, that's because Florida is just too hot. We have a high humidity level here, and I've been here 20 years and I'm still not used to it. That's one of my pet peeves about Florida, is its humidity. Everything else is great. Plenty to do, plenty to see, a lot of planning and a lot of fun to have. But the humidity, I'm not crazy about. So, I spoke with a coworker and he gave me the greatest idea that I've been thinking about, but I wasn't settled on. More when we come back. So I've decided to go to Key West. That's right, Key West. Now, another coworker also said that they have a miniature cruise ship that leaves from Fort Myers on a weekly or daily basis. I'm not sure. But tomorrow I'm going to look into it. Yes, I will. And if I do decide to go to Key West, I'm probably going to go for 3 days. I really need to get away, especially after today. Okay, so let's talk about something else. As some of you know, I work a part-time job and a full-time. I do 40 hours a week on my full-time, and I do 15 hours a week on my part-time. I don't have many friends. I'm not in a loving relationship. So I live alone. Today, I was looking forward to come home so much. I was truly exhausted. When I don't have a break in between my full-time job, that means I'm working back-to-back 3 days a week. My part-time and my full-time. So last night, I was clearly burnt out. I was fried physically and mentally. And I'm really looking for my 2 weeks off. That's right, I'm going for 2 weeks. I'm looking forward for my 2 weeks off to get away, get out of here. So, about today. When I go home from work, I was exhausted. Exhausted. I didn't even have an appetite when I came home. I just went in my fridge, I got some grapes, and I had drank my protein shake, and then I stripped out of my filthy clothes. I didn't even have the energy to jump in the shower. I just jumped into bed. I didn't get a solid sleep because it was only like 4:45 and it's daylight outside. But I got my blinds shut, so the room was nice and dark. I dozed off, but I woke up about an hour and a half later. And when I got out of bed, I was just wearing my panties and my top, my bra. And I came into this very room where I was sitting on my rattan chair. I'll show you my rattan chair. So over here is my rattan chair. This is my rattan chair. And over here on this other side, whoops, over here is this window, okay? Now this window, I had the blinds slightly turned to my right, but the blinds were only closed between 35 and 45 degrees, okay? Because it was still light out, I wanted to get some natural light in, and I thought I had some privacy. Okay, so I clunked down on my rattan chair, okay, and I was very, very comfortable, and I dozed off in that chair right there. And after I woke up, I was feeling good. By that I meant sexually, okay? So I'm a human being like everybody else. As I lay there and I had my widescreen TV on, and I'm just checking out other people's YouTube, and I thought I had privacy, so I let my sexual inhibitions take over me. And I was naked from the waist down, still have my bra top on, and let's just say that I let myself go. I let my guard down. And I'm looking at my widescreen TV, and I'm there comfortable, just relaxed, and I finished doing what I was doing. I don't feel comfortable about talking about what I was doing. I guess you can use your imagination. And as I sat there, I'm just caressing myself. For some reason, an outside movement at this window caught my attention. But I didn't turn my head to view it squared on. I turned my eyes towards that area, and I saw a silhouette. I saw a silhouette of a man. I saw his head, his shoulder line, and his body. His shoulder up to the top of his head. Only half of his entire torso was visible. But he was very close to my window, and he was looking in. I can't describe to you how violated I felt. can't describe to you how frightened I was, because it was just a black silhouette of a human being, okay? And my blinds were probably 3/4 closed. And I didn't have no lights on like this on. So here it was dark, okay? And because the reflection of the TV was on me, it was like having a spotlight on me. And this person was looking at me through my window. I was scared. I felt like I was frozen in time. My mind was going like 1,000,000 miles an hour. So now here I am. I'm sitting there in that rattan chair with my hands cupping my crotch, trying to hide myself. I kept thinking to myself, what am I going to do? He's looking at me as my thoughts are racing through my mind. I said, there's only one thing I can do. He's not going to move. He's still looking. I can see his silhouette moving left to right as if he's trying to get more glimpse. So I got up quickly and I ran to the other side of the room where the blind control was, and I shut the blinds. After I did that, I don't know what he did, but I went to my bedroom and I got dressed. And I thought to myself, oh my God. I never felt so scared in my life. So I know who it was. It was my Asian neighbor. He lives here next door with his wife, okay? And he's very kind to me, always says hello. And he mows my lawn. He hedges my lawn without me asking him. I don't need him to do that, but he just does it. Because we have lawn people that come in once a week and they mow all the lawns of all the homes in my community. About 3 or 4 days ago, I was here in my media room and there was a knock on my door. And it was him. He bought me a box of fruits and vegetables. He brought me a big pineapple and some plums, 2 head of corn, and some sweet potatoes in a cardboard box. And I thought that was such a nice gesture because I've been living here before him. And sometimes neighbors who live someplace before other neighbors move in, they may extend themselves out and give them a welcoming basket or a card to say happy to be neighbor or something like that. I never did that. So he kind of like did it to me, but it was reversed. So out of respect, I accepted his little gift of the fruits and vegetables. And but now I feel so violated and I feel so uncomfortable. It was so creepy. As I sat there, I'm looking at his silhouette and his face looking into this room through my blinds. I think he felt like I couldn't see him, but I saw him. He was right up on my window looking in. Okay? I felt like a serial killer was looking in my home. I felt like Michael Myers was looking in my home. So after that, my mind just couldn't stop racing. It's very, very creepy. And now I think the whole thing is weird. Him coming over and giving me a basket of fruits and vegetables. And he says hello to me all the time. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a privacy wall. One of these folding privacy walls to put up against this window. So I can still have natural light come in, but it'll block out all the views from this window. I don't want to put curtains up. I want to totally block it. Totally block it. You know, one of these accordion panels that Asians have in their homes? Sometimes they use it so they can change their clothes behind it, and sometimes it's just a decorative piece. But I want to research something to put on this window because I really want my privacy. I want my privacy. These are the perils of being a single woman and living alone. Okay? So, yeah, I never thought, it never occurred to me that I would actually be experiencing something like this. It's very, very shocking, very, very disrespectful and frightening to wake up and then seeing this, someone right up against your window looking in, and all you see is the outline of their head and their face and their shoulders. And he was purposely hiding half his body, but he wanted to look, so only a half of his body was exposed. And I couldn't make out his face because of the vertical blinds, but it was definitely there. I can see him moving back and forth, trying to get a better view. And immediately I cupped my crotch area to cover myself. And then the feeling like I was frozen, like I couldn't move. And he was looking at me through all this time. These homes have very thin wall, very, very thin wall. Yeah. So I'm trying to change the subject here, but my mind is pretty much still racing. It's still racing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the proper measures as soon as I can. But until then, I really have to keep my blinds when I'm in this room during the day shut. Because these blinds here, it's a part of one wall that have 3 windows, and these vertical, they extend one room to the other. And I built this wall here to separate this room because it's a big room. And I decided to make that room my breakfast nook and this room my media room. So this window, these 3 windows, they share the same vertical blind. So when I shut that side, this side closes. So if you guys have any suggestion or ideas of what I should do, please share. I want to live in my home in peace, but I also want to live happily here, not afraid to be myself or feel comfortable in my home. The thing is, you can never trust anybody. You can never trust anybody. We can't get into their minds or their heads and find out who they really are. Okay? So, anyways, I want to thank you guys for listening and taking the time to check out my channel, because this is what I mean about what I talk about on my channel, things that actually happen to me, things that I think about, things that I experience. And today was a doozy. This was a doozy for me. This was a big wake-up call that your neighbor has the audacity to walk up to your window and peep through your window. Anyways, you guys have a great night, and I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow.